This is a story about enlightenment. But mostly, it's about the mandatory wellness retreat
my company forced me to take. With her.
Alex, you're vibrating. You just replied to a spam bot. Twice. Mandatory vacation.
Now,
Elara,
the artist.
my project partner. The human embodiment of a file system error.
This transition to a fully managed, serverless paradigm, visualized here, drastically improves scalability and cost efficiency.
I'm an IT architect. I build secure, orderly systems. She makes messes.
Alex, you made it. You look warm. Is that velvet? Oh my God. Snap. It's temperature regulating. I'm a magician, a Zen Master, an artist, and that's just before breakfast. Basically a one-woman Cirque du Soleil.
And even though we wear the same color now, yours is a coat, mine is a shirt. They are functionally different. We might be soulmates.
Or a really, really bad omen. Total 50-50. Come on, I found your Zen zone on the beach.
I'm almost done, I just need to finish this one last thing.
My Zen zone.
Right. My project is due in 48 hours. The server migration has to be flawless. Perfect. It has to be perfect.
If it fails, you are a failure.
Look, I saved it for you.
It was crooked. The seashell was crooked.
Oh, wow. You really are a perfectionist, aren't you?
I'm not a perfectionist. I'm just detail-oriented.
You're not detail-oriented. I'm not a control freak, but you're doing it wrong. It's a whole vibe.
If it's not perfect, it's a failure.
This has to be perfect. If I miss one line of code, if there's one bug, it's a total failure.
Let's propose the flexible growth mindset. If it's not perfect, it's a draft.
Wow.
Okay, so you're deep in the all or nothing trap. It's either a Nobel Prize or a flaming dumpster fire, huh? No pretty good Alex setting on your dial?
I should be able to control this. I must get it right. I have to.
You've got to stop with all the shoulds. It's getting out of hand. You know what your real problem is?
I don't have a problem. I have a project, a deadline.
You're in a tug-of-war with a monster.
A what?
A big, ugly monster. It's called perfection. And you're on one side, he's on the other. And there's a giant, bottomless pit between you. Grrr, pull. And you're pulling, and he's pulling, and you're exhausted, and you are not winning.
You're just
stuck.
So, I have to pull harder.
No, you beautiful, magnificent idiot. You drop the rope.
But if I drop the rope, the monster wins. The project fails. I'm a failure.
Oh, honey, you are so fused with that thought. It's super glued to your brain. We're gonna defuse it. Right now.
We're gonna what? Are you gonna throw paint on me?
No, just say the thought. Say the big, scary thought out loud.
I'm a failure.
Okay.
Okay.
Good. Now, say this. I am having the thought that I'm a failure.
I am having the thought that I'm a failure.
So?
It's the same thing. This is stupid.
Is it? Or is it just a thought?
When teaching a client cognitive diffusion, have them repeat their distressing thought in an exaggerated, silly voice, so they can experience firsthand that the thought loses its seriousness and power once they stop treating it as literal truth.
Okay, new technique, the fun one. Say it again. I'm a failure. But say it in a silly voice.
Say the exact same thought, but this time in a silly or exaggerated voice. You can mimic a cartoon character, a famous actor, or an outrageous accent.
Go on.
Give me.
Sexy robot.
Say the exact same thought, but this time in a silly or exaggerated voice.
I'm a failure and no one likes me.
No, that's unprofessional. There could be seagulls.
Oh, come on, man, just do it.
I am a failure. Beep-boop does not compute.
Oh, that's terrible. I love it. Again, but this time, sing it to the tune of Happy Birthday.
I am a failure. I am a failure.
This is...
What?
This is profoundly stupid.
See, you're unhooked. The thought is still there, but it's not you. It's not a fact. It's just
Noise.
It's just a story.
But why does it feel so real? Why does the anxiety take over?
Because when a wound gets triggered, you don't act your age. You don't respond as your enlightened adult self that you are.
You temporarily become the little spiritual intern, the tiny chaos monk who first got hurt.
I was unhooked for about 30 seconds. Then the noise came back, louder.
Magical thinking. This is the belief that your thoughts can influence events. While it can sometimes be a source of comfort, it can also be harmful
If it leads to anxiety or avoidance of other activities.
And this time, it was a really bad one. That just thinking about the server crashing would make it crash.
Confirmation bias is the tendency to notice and remember events that confirm a pre-existing belief, while ignoring events that contradict it. For example, if you think of a friend and they call, you remember that instance. You likely don't remember the countless other times you thought of them and they didn't call.
I have to check it 3 times. If I don't check it 3 times, my thought will make it crash.
I know it sounds crazy, but
That's thought-action fusion. Believing your thoughts can start fires or crash servers. It's like Voodoo, but for nerds.
Thought-action fusion is a cognitive distortion where someone believes that thinking about an action is morally equivalent to or is likely to cause performing that action.
But what if it can? How do I know? I need to be 100% certain.
That's the certainty trap.
But what if I'm a worthless engineer for even thinking it?
Thought-action fusion again. You are so fused.
This can lead to increased anxiety and distress, particularly for those with conditions like OCD, as they may feel that having a certain thought
Increases the likelihood of a catastrophic event, or that the thought itself makes them a bad person.
Stop naming things. Just let me check the stupid laptop.
No. This is the compulsion. This is the rope. You don't have to check it. You just have to accept the uncertainty.
I can't. The anxiety, it's too much. It feels awful. I can't stand it.
So just thank your mind.
Thank your mind. Thank it? It's a terrorist.
Your brain was built to keep you safe, not make you grow. The magic begins the second you choose to go beyond what it understands.
I don't understand why I keep doing this to myself.
It's just trying to protect you. It's just really, really bad at it. Just say, thanks, mind. Great note. Super helpful. Thanks.
Mind.
Great.
Note. It's still yelling at me.
Oh.
Now it's just yelling and I'm sarcastic.
3 questions. First, what's wrong with right now, unless you think about it? Second, who are you when you're not thinking about who you are? And the third and the most important one, what happens when you stop believing your next thought? So your mind is yelling at you?
Yelling at you?
Of course it is. That's its job. Your mind is not you. You are not your thoughts. Think of it this way. You are the driver of a bus. Your life is the bus, and you get to decide where it goes. All your thoughts, all those feelings.
They're just passengers. And you, my friend, have some awful, loud, screaming passengers. You've got the tug-of-war monster in the back. You've got Sergeant Should yelling that you're not going fast enough. You should be better! And they're all screaming at you, trying to grab the wheel.
Yeah.
But you are the driver. They can't make you do anything. You don't have to kick them off. You just have to keep your hands on the wheel and drive where you want to go.
Where do I want to go?
Well, what do you value? Not what you fear. What do you actually value? Connection? Creativity? Finishing this damn project?
I value doing a good job and being reliable. So.
Great. So let's drive the bus toward reliable. Does checking the laptop 3 times actually make you more reliable?
No.
But finishing the project does, right?
Yes, it does.
So I did it. I didn't check.
I sat with the anxiety. It was awful. For a full hour. It felt like my skin was on fire. But she went to the beach. She didn't try to help at all. She collected crystals.
Accepting the uncertainty.
And after an hour, the thought-action fusion, the voodoo for nerds, it just got bored. The passenger got quiet.
I was okay. I'd accepted the uncertainty. I was doing it.
See? You're doing the Wu Wei.
The what?
Wu Wei. The Taoist art of not forcing, of effortless action. You're not pushing the river. You're not fighting the current. You're just flowing.
Flowing. I liked that. For the next day, I flowed. I worked. She collected crystals.
It's gone. It's all gone. The final build. 47 hours of. It's a failure. It's a total failure.
Is it? Is it? In Japan, when a beautiful piece of pottery breaks, they don't throw it away.
They mend it. They fill the cracks with gold.
It's called Kintsugi, golden repair. They believe the object is more beautiful for having been broken. They don't hide the flaw. They celebrate it. The crack is where the light gets in.
It's a very pretty metaphor, but my project is still a very expensive, very broken piece of pottery.
Here's the thing about shame. Shame doesn't come from what you did or didn't. And it definitely doesn't come from perfection.
breakfast. Shame was there first. Shame starts in childhood.
Yeah.
In pain, in disconnection. A child only has two choices. My world is unsafe, or something must be wrong with me. Guess which one they choose? The one that feels survivable. That's how shame becomes the first survival strategy. And the last thing we ever question. Shame isolates. Shame buries you. Shame is trauma wearing your face.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. The meeting went great.
I know, I can't wait to see you both soon. The wind. The wind blows softly through the trees.
But you're not seeing the point.
Yeah.
You're full, Alex. Your mind is full of perfect, full of shoulds, full of failure. A professor, a brilliant IT guy just like you, went to a Zen Master to ask about enlightenment. The professor talked and talked and talked about all his brilliant ideas, and the master just served him tea. He filled the cup, and then he just kept pouring. The professor finally screams, "Stop! It's overfull. No more will go in." And the master said, "Like this cup, you are full of your own opinions. How can I show you Zen unless you first empty your cup?"
An empty cup is not a lack, it is potential. It is readiness. It is the only state in which you can truly experience something new.
I've been trying to solve my anxiety. The whole point isn't to solve it. The point is that it was never a problem.
About perfectionism. It is the ghost in the blood, a whisper you inherited from an ancestor who only survived by reading the wind perfectly. It is the old animal fear of a single misstep, the deep-seated knowing that a cracked branch could mean a predator. It is the echo of a world that rewarded flawless camouflage and punished a stray footprint. You are not broken. You are an ancient, intricate engine tuned for a world of sharp teeth and long shadows, trying to hum in a world of rounded corners. But now, that old engine has a new partner in crime. Perfectionism plus fear of missing out. This is the modern alchemy of anxiety. It is the recipe for a beautiful paralysis. Perfectionism is the sculptor who will not touch the marble for fear of a flawed strike. FOMO is the phantom crowd roaring in a stadium just out of sight. Together, they build a prison with walls of "what if" and a floor of "not yet." They lead you to the quiet, desperate altar of the museum of never-begun things. In this museum, the halls are pristine. The masterpieces are all potential, gleaming and flawless in their frames. But the frames are empty, because the hand was too afraid to make the first mark, and the heart was too busy listening for the party in the next room. They don't lead to failure. They lead to the one thing your ancient blood fears more than a predator: the pristine, silent tragedy of a life that never happened.
You know what nobody tells you? The second fear is the one that actually ruins your life. The first fear is simple. I'm scared. First fear is the lightning strike. It is the jolt of anxiety, the rush of adrenaline, the primal signal that says something is wrong. It is the stumble in your presentation, the awkward silence on a date, the critical feedback on your work. It is raw, instinctual, and brief. But the second fear? That's when your brain goes, wait, what if the fact that I'm scared is a problem? Second fear is the shadow that the lightning casts. It is the story you build around the stumble. It's the week you spend replaying the silence. It's the identity you forge from one piece of criticism. I am a fraud. And that's when your amygdala, this tiny almond-shaped panic button in your skull, completely loses its mind and declares a national emergency, while you're literally just sitting on your couch. First fear is a wave hitting you. Second fear is the riptide you swim against long after the wave has receded. It's not the initial feeling. It's the mansion you construct to live inside that feeling. It's the fear of the fear, the anxiety about the anxiety. It's the echo that is louder than the original sound. And the most powerful truth? First fear is a visitor. Second fear is the landlord. And you have the power to evict it. The moment you name it, this is second fear. You turn on the lights, and the shadow loses its power. Your heart races? Amygdala, we're dying. Your palms sweat? Amygdala, pack your bags. You feel anxious? Amygdala, call the family, it's over. Meanwhile, nothing is happening. Absolutely nothing. And then you add perfectionism plus FOMO combo. One says, if it's not perfect, don't start. The other says, if you start, you might miss something better. Together, they create psychological paralysis, the life equivalent of having 42 tabs open and none of them loading. And where does all this lead? Not to greatness, not to clarity, but straight into the exact life you were trying
I was so busy
hard
striving,
to avoid.
so full. I forgot the very first answer to every single IT problem.
The backup.
The automated cloud backup, it ran an hour before the build failed.
Everything is fine. So all that drama and you're not a failure?
Oh, I'm a colossal failure. A total disaster. But I'm a failure who's fine. I'm a pretty good job, Alex.
Because the second fear, perfectionism, and FOMO all work together to keep you stuck. Running from a danger that doesn't exist, guarding a cave that's completely empty.
I realize that I'm treating everyday things in life like an emergency.
Yeah.
I should just have a gap between the thought and action.
A Zen Master once said his miracle was that when he's hungry, he eats.
Well, my miracle is I'm an IT guy who just let go of control and the problem solved itself.
Exactly, because anxiety is just unfocused fear. That's all it is. It's a vague, blurry monster in the corner of the room. Modern life is just a million vague threats. Emails, deadlines, me, half lighting up your amygdala. It's giving you a constant, slow drip of cortisol.
Drip, drip.
Drip. Just enough to keep you freaking out, but never enough to make you run. The only way to solve it metacognitively is to focus the fear. You have to grab a piece of paper and ask, what is the one thing I am actually afraid of right now? Why is it happening? And what is the absolute worst case scenario? When you define the fear, my build is broken, you literally move the experience from the amygdala, the emotional drama queen, to the prefrontal cortex, the logical executive suite. Carl Jung said a lot of crazy stuff, but here is what he didn't tell you. He said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will run your life and you will call it fate. Charming, but incomplete.
Yeah.
Because your nervous system is a lot faster than your mind. The second fear gets triggered, the amygdala hijacks your body. You can inhale every self-help book, marathon podcast like it's your side job, and treat therapy like a second home, and still sabotage your life on schedule. Fear doesn't care how enlightened you think you are. Fear's entire job description is survival at all costs. So you shut down, you explode, you cling, not because you're broken, Alex, but because your body still thinks it's under attack. You kept mistaking that loop for destiny. But healing began the second you stopped wrestling with fear in your mind.
Yeah.
And let it move through you. That's when your body discovered a new story to live in.
Look how magnificent the waves are getting.
It's beautiful. So, your cup is empty. What now, driver?
Now, I drive the bus toward connection. Also, I'm starving.
And my miracle is that when I'm hungry, I eat.
Tacos?
That's the most enlightened thing you've said all day. So, what is enlightenment?
It's not about being perfect. It's not about being fixed. It's realizing you were never really broken in the first place. It's the moment you realize you're in a tug of war and you just let go.
It's realizing your mind is a bus full of screaming passengers and finally grabbing the wheel.
Sort of, for now. Later, you'll need to look for the one grabbing the wheel, too.
It's realizing that you were seeking something you had the entire time. Here's the part no one tells you about waking up, the real inside joke of existence. You spend your whole life climbing the mountain, bleeding, striving, trying to fix yourself.
You think if you just organize enough projects, code, socks, whatever, and optimize your trauma, you'll finally arrive.
But there is no arrival. There is no perfect you waiting at the top. You climb all the way up just to find a mirror and a note that says, you were already here. You were just taking it way too seriously.
Enlightenment isn't levitating. It's realizing you locked yourself in the cage, and the key was in your pocket the entire time.
That was beautiful. You have salsa on your chin.
I know. It's called embracing the chaos. It's my contribution to universal art.
Underneath the sky where calmness reigns, with whispers of the sea washing away pains, embers of the past like waves they rise. In this space of stillness our souls realize.